Alright guys, so welcome back to another Roblox Studio scripting tutorial, and in this video I'm going to show you how you can make your own dynamic health bar. So you can see it says 100 over 100 right now, and if I minus 50, you can see that the health bar animates itself in a very smooth manner. Alright, so without further ado, let's get into this video. Alright, so let's start by creating the health bar GUI. So I'm going to go to Starter GUI, insert a screen GUI, and I'm going to rename it health bar. Alright, I'm going to rename it health bar, just health. Okay. Alright guys, so let's start by creating the health bar itself. I'm going to go to Starter GUI, create a screen GUI, and I'm going to rename it health bar. Alright, and to start, I'm going to create a frame, set the anchor point to 0.5, 0.5, and set the position to 0.50, 0.070, so it's a nice position at the very top. And I'm going to set the size to 0.40, 0.030. So it's a nice long bar at the top of the screen. Alright, so that will be our frame completed. I'm going to name it outline. And inside of outline, I'm going to add another frame. This frame will be the green health thing that will show up. That will tell the user how much health they have left. So that I'm just going to name it health. And I'm going to set anchor point to 0.5, 0.5. Set position to 0.50, 0.50. Size to 1010. Alright, set the background color 3 to a greenish color so players know that it is health. Alright, and finally, I will going to add a text label and rename this health display. So the text label will tell the user how much health they have in numbers so that they know precisely how much health they have left. Alright, set its position to the center and size 1010. I'm going to set the background transparency to 1 so it doesn't cover the green thing, and I'm going to set text scale to true. Set the font to sci-fi so it looks cooler. Alright, and that will be our UI completed. So now let's start scripting. So let me add a local script. I'm going to rename it health bar handler. Alright, and I'm going to use the local script because all UI objects are run on the client and local scripts are used to control them. So first, because we're going to use our own health bar, we want to delete the default health bar. Alright, just to do that, we're going to use local starter GUI with game get service starter GUI. Alright. And to turn it off, we're going to call starter GUI colon set core GUI enabled, and then enum dot core GUI type dot health and false. Alright. Enum dot core GUI type dot health basically tells the function what UI to change, and false basically means disable and make it invisible. Alright, so next I'm going to create a few variables. Right, first we're going to create variables regarding the player. So local player equals to game colon get service players dot local player. Alright, that'll be the player that will see this health bar. Next, local character equals to player dot character. Alright, and not character how it looks, just character. And finally, local humanoid equals character colon wait for child humanoid. The humanoid might not be loaded in by the time this line runs, so we're going to use wait for child to make sure that there is a humanoid before we continue. Alright, so next, some variables regarding the UI. Local screen GUI script our parent. Local outline equals to screen GUI dot outline local health equals to outline.health, and finally local health display equals to outline.health display. Alright, that'll be our variables done. Now let's create a function that will update the health bar. So local function update health bar, and then I'm gonna add bracket, right, to let the game know that this is a function. So first we need to get the current health and max health of the player. So our local current health equals to all right, and we're going to round the current health to the nearest integer because the Roblox heal script heals the character in weird increments that has a lot of digits after the decimal point, so it will make the UI very messy. So we're going to round it to the nearest integer. To do that, we're going to run math.floor, all right, and then humanoid.health plus 0.5. So what math.floor does is that it removes the decimal points of a number. All right, so for example, 34.6, if we do math.floor 34.6, then it will return 34. All right, it will remove the decimal points. And we're going to add 0.5 because we want it to round to the nearest integer. So if we do, if the player's health is at 34.6, all right, adding 0.5 makes it 35.1. And then math.floor 35.1 equals 35, which is what we want because 34.6 rounds up to 35. However, if the player's health is 34.1, for example, adding 0.5 gives it 34.6, and then math.flooring 34.6 will give you 34. And that is also what we want because 34.2 rounds down to 34. Alright, so just to be clear, that rounds the health to the nearest integer. So next, local max health equals to humanoid.max health. Alright, so that's pretty simple. So next we can actually start animating the health bar. So we're going to animate both the size and the position. So to animate the size, health tween size. Alright, and tween size takes a lot of parameters. First one is the size that we want the health bar to be. So that would be a udim2 value because all UI object sizes are in udim2, and dot from scale. All right, we're gonna use from scale because scale basically means scale basically sets the size of the UI to a percentage of your screen, and we're not gonna use offset because that's just how many pixels the UI is going to be. So if it's on a very small screen, then the UI would appear to be very large, and we don't want that from happening. So we're gonna use from scale. So from scale has two parts, the X and the Y. And Y is always going to be 1 because we're going to fill the entire length of the Y-axis, all right? And the X-axis gets a little tricky. So for example, if the player has 70% of their health left, we want to set the X to 70%. So that would just be current health divided by max health, all right? And that will be our size completed. We have a few additional parameters. First one, enum.using direction dot in out, enum.using style dot quad 0.5 false. All right, so let me explain. First, let's explain easing style. So that's just how you want the animation to go. Quad means that the animation will be very smooth and the size would tween in a very smooth manner. Direction in out basically means that the smoothness will be applied to both when the animation is starting and when the animation is ending. Alright, 0.5, that's just in time. Alright, and then I said it's true. Alright, true basically means that it will override any current tween that is going on, and we want that because that will make sure that that will make sure that the health bar is updated on time. All right, and next we're going to tween the position. So that would be health tween position. Alright, tween, we're going to animate the position. And the reason we're going to animate the position is that if you come over here to health, and for example, if I set the X scale to 0.5, alright, it shortens it on both sides. And like the white part will be on two sides, which is not very beautiful. Alright, so I'm going to set this back to 1. Alright, so we want to tween the position so that the sides, this side of the two frames touch. Alright, so it's also using two values from scale. Alright, we use from scale again. And the first one, X, will be current health divided by max health, and then divided by 2. The Y value would just be 0.5 constantly. And then I'm going to just copy the rest of the parameters because they're the same. And I'm just going to copy that and paste. So that will be our animations completed. Now we have one final thing to do, is health display dot text equals to toString current health dot dot slash dot dot toString max health. Alright, dot dot basically means concatenate, which is joining two strings together. So we're going to use toString because current health and max health are both number values, and we cannot concatenate a number with a string. And we also cannot set a dot text value, which is a string value, to a number. So we use toString to convert them all to strings and then attach them together. So that would be our function completed. Now let's first run the function once. Alright, health bar. Alright, and then we're going to update the function every time the health of the player changes. So humanoid get property changed signal health. Alright, connect function. So updates health bar. So every time the health changes, we're going to update the health bar. So that will be our script completed. Now let's run that and see how it goes. Alright, so you can see we're inside the game and our health bar has just updated to 100 out of 100. So you can see if I run this line, which decreases our health by 50 on the server, you can see that the health bar animates itself in a very smooth way and exactly as we would like. Alright, so if I just go back over here and I add 50 back to the health, you can see that it fills back to 100. And yeah, that's basically all I have for you today. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe for more Roblox scripting tutorials. And comment down below if you have any questions about the content or if you have any bugs. I'll try to reply to every one of them. Alright, so yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.